1800 hours, Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan, the news read by Ali Ahmed. First, the headlines. A pro-people, business-friendly and growth-oriented federal budget with a total outlay of 8,487 billion rupees for fiscal year 2021-22 was presented in the National Assembly this evening. Announcing the budget, Finance Minister said an amount of 900 billion rupees with an increase of 40% has been earmarked for the development under Public Sector Development Program. A 10% ad hoc relief has been announced in the salaries of the government employees. National Command and Operations Centre has decided to further accelerate the anti-COVID vaccination process in Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. Pakistan, on the occasion of 30th anniversary of Chota Bazar massacre in Srinagar, has urged international community to hold India accountable for its grave human rights violations in the illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. In Pakistan Super League, Islamabad United will take on Quetta Gladiators tonight at Abu Dhabi tonight. And now the news in detail. A pro-people, business-friendly and growth-oriented federal budget for the next fiscal year with a total outlay of 8,487 billion rupees has been announced. Presenting the budgetary proposals for the next fiscal year in the National Assembly today, Minister for Finance Shaukat Tareen said the budget focuses on Prime Minister Imran Khan's vision of a strong and sustainable growth-driven Kamyab Pakistan. The Finance Minister said the main objectives of the budget are to strike a balance between fiscal deficits due to COVID-19 and boosting growth of economy besides keeping a primary balance at a sustainable level. He said the gross revenues for the next fiscal year have been estimated at 7,909 billion rupees compared to revised estimate of 6,395 billion rupees for the outgoing fiscal year, which shows a handsome growth of 24% in gross revenues. The minister said the FBR revenues are projected to grow by 24% from 4,691 billion rupees to 5,829 billion rupees. Non-tax revenues are projected to grow by 22%. Shaukat Tareen said the provincial share in the federal taxes would increase 2,704 billion rupees last year to 3,411 billion rupees. After provincial transfers, the net federal revenues are estimated at 4,497 billion rupees compared to 3,691 billion rupees under the revised estimate for last year. This shows a growth of about 22%. The overall deficit for the next fiscal year is estimated at 6.3% as opposed to the revised estimate of 7.1% for the last fiscal year. Primary deficit is targeted at 0.7%. Shaukat Tareen said the federal development spendings are being increased from 630 billion rupees to 900 billion rupees, which is an increase of around 40%. He said subsidies are projected at 682 billion rupees, up from 430 billion rupees. These mostly comprise due payments of independent power producers, tariff differential subsidies, and concessions on food. The budget envisages allocation of 900 billion rupees for the Federal Public Sector Development Program, which is 38% higher than the previous year. The PSDP focuses on improving transport and communication facilities with a special emphasis on inter-provincial and regional connectivity, investment in building large dams and water conservation systems, augmenting and strengthening the health sector infrastructure, improving access to higher education, social protection, increasing employment and livelihood opportunities. It also aims at reducing regional disparities, mitigating effects of climate change, building knowledge economy, enhancing the agricultural productivity, and ensuring food security and supporting public-private partnership initiatives. According to the annual plan, an amount of 469 billion rupees, which is 52% of total PSDP, has been allocated for projects aiming at modernizing infrastructure for accelerating growth. The amount of 228,767 million rupees has been earmarked for energy sector projects for the next fiscal year. There is a plan to add another 10 million acre-feet in the water storage capacity. An amount of 90.313 billion rupees has been allocated for the water sector projects, excluding the hydel projects, in the next fiscal year. In order to attain 1% additional afforestation during the next fiscal year, the government has allocated 14 billion rupees for efficient implementation of the first phase of 10 billion tree tsunami program. An amount of 302 billion rupees has been earmarked for the development program of transport and logistics. Similarly, 5.52 billion rupees have been earmarked for projects in educational sector, including 1 billion rupees earmarked for Azad Kashmir. An amount of 37.3 billion rupees has been earmarked for development projects of higher education sector projects and 8,341 million rupees for development projects of the Ministry of Science and Technology. This is Radio Pakistan. The Finance Minister announced the grant of 10% ad hoc relief allowance for all federal government employees and 10% increase in pensions with effect from the next month. The orderly allowance has been enhanced from 14,000 rupees to 17,500 rupees. The integrated allowance for the employees in basic pay scale 1 to 5 has been doubled from 450 rupees to 900 rupees. The Finance Minister said the minimum wage is proposed to be increased to 20,000 rupees to mitigate the inflationary pressures on the low-income groups. The Finance Minister said Prime Minister Imran Khan wants to change the course of history by uplifting 4 to 6 million low-income households through bottom-up approach from next year. He said every household will be provided 500,000 rupees interest-free business loans. Every farming household will be given 2.05 million rupees interest-free farming loan and 200,000 rupees for tractors and machineries. These families will also be provided with low-interest housing loans up to 2 million rupees so that they can build their houses. Every household shall be provided with a Sehat card and 1% from every household will be provided free technical training. The Finance Minister said the major initiative of the government for social protection and poverty alleviation is the SARS program. He said 260 billion rupees are being proposed for this program in the next budget. National Command and Operations Centre has decided to further accelerate the anti-COVID vaccination process in Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. The decision was taken at a meeting chaired by Minister for Planning and Development Asad Umar in Islamabad today. The meeting decided that the federal government will establish big vaccination centres and constitute mobile teams to speed up the vaccination in Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. Pakistan has urged the international community to hold India accountable for its grave human rights violations in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir to bring the perpetrators of these serious crimes to justice. In a statement on the occasion of 30th anniversary of Chota Bazar massacre in Srinagar, the Foreign Office said India continues to brutalize the defenseless Kashmiris in the illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir through extrajudicial killings in fake encounters and staged coordinated search operations, custodial torture and imposition of collective punishment. The statement further said these atrocities cannot break the will of the Kashmiri people in their just struggles for their inalienable right to self-determination as enshrined in the relevant United Nations Security Council resolutions. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the 30th anniversary of martyrs of Chota Bazar Srinagar was observed today. The All-Party Hurriyat Conference and other Hurriyat leaders and organizations, while paying rich tributes to the victims of massacre of Chota Bazar, have reaffirmed the Kashmiris' resolve to continue their struggle till complete freedom from the Indian yoke. While Jummah prayers could not be held at historic Jamia Masjid, Dargah, Hazrat Bal and other major mosques, shrines and Imam Bagas in Srinagar and other areas of the occupied territory, due to curfew and other restrictions imposed by the occupation authorities, Indian troops launched coordinated search operations in Aglar and Avanira Zainapura areas of Shipanya district today. In Pakistan Super League, Islamabad United will take on the Quetta Gladiators tonight at Abu Dhabi tonight. The match will start at 9 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. And finally, the weather report. Dust, thunderstorm, rain is expected in upper central Punjab, upper Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan during the next 12 hours. Isolated heavy falls and hailstorm are also likely during the period. Hot and dry weather is expected in other parts of the country. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gv.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.